Let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered why two people can face the same storm, yet one sinks while the other sails forward? It's not luck, it's not talent, it's philosophy. You see, your philosophy is the way you think, the way you interpret life, and the way you choose to respond. It's the lens through which you see opportunity or excuse. It's the root of every decision you make, every habit you build, and every result you experience. Most people are out there trying to fix their actions, but actions flow from beliefs. And beliefs? They're born out of your philosophy. If your philosophy is weak, your efforts will collapse. If your philosophy is shallow, your results will be temporary. But when your philosophy is strong, grounded, and growing, your future can't help but follow suit. Don't just work harder, don't just dream bigger. Think better, live wiser. Choose a philosophy that leads to power, not just progress. In this video, we're not just talking motivation, we're going deeper. We're rewiring the way you see yourself, see others, and see the world. Because once you shift your philosophy, everything else begins to shift with it. So don't miss a second. Your future is waiting, and it starts with what you believe. The root of it all, why philosophy matters more than motivation. Let me tell you something, most people don't hear enough. Motivation is not enough. Now I know that sounds strange, coming from a man known for motivating millions. But hear me out. Motivation is like gasoline. It gets you started. It gives you that burst, that fire in the belly. But what good is a full tank of gas if you've got no map? What good is speed if you're headed in the wrong direction? That's where philosophy comes in. Philosophy is the guiding system of your life. It's the set of beliefs you've collected, consciously or unconsciously, that shape the way you think, act, and respond. It's not just what you know, it's what you believe to be true. Your philosophy is what tells you whether a setback is a reason to quit or a reason to grow. It's what defines whether you see money as a tool or a trap. It decides whether you spend your day reacting to life or designing it. See, motivation might get you out of bed at 5 a.m., but philosophy determines why you got up and what you'll do with the day. Let me give you a warning. Without the right philosophy, you'll be motivated in the wrong direction. You'll climb fast, but you'll find your ladder is leaning against the wrong wall. So don't just chase motivation. Build a philosophy, a strong one. A philosophy rooted in personal growth, discipline, value creation, and truth. Here's what I've learned. Successful people don't just do things differently, they think differently. They've developed a personal philosophy that filters their decisions, their actions, their relationships, and their money. Let me show you how this works. If your philosophy says, life is hard and unfair, you'll find proof of that everywhere. But if your philosophy says, life is a classroom, and every challenge is a lesson, then even your pain becomes a teacher. Same life, same events, different philosophy, different future. That's the power. Now, where does your philosophy come from? Well, that's the interesting part. You picked most of it up without knowing it. From your parents, your school, your environment, from TV, media, neighbors, maybe even from broke friends with loud opinions. But listen carefully. If you didn't design your philosophy on purpose, then chances are it's flawed. And here's the truth. You can't build a mansion on a foundation of sand. You can't build a great life with a poor philosophy. If your thinking is shallow, your results will be short-term. If your philosophy is small, your opportunities will stay small too. But the good news, you can change it. You can upgrade your philosophy the same way you upgrade your phone, regularly, intentionally, and with better results. Start with questions. What do I really believe about success? What do I believe about money, relationships, health, time? Where did those beliefs come from? And are they serving me or stopping me? Then go find better answers. Read new books. Listen to better voices. Surround yourself with people who live with wisdom, not just noise. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. Just start with one belief. Upgrade one piece of your philosophy at a time, because small hinges swing big doors. Now remember this, motivation is momentary. Philosophy is permanent. Motivation fades, but philosophy guides. So if you want a better life, don't just get motivated, get a better map, get a stronger compass, because once your philosophy shifts, everything else begins to follow. And here's the most exciting part. The same wind blows on us all, but it's the set of the sail, your philosophy, that determines where you end up. So the question is, how are you setting yours? Philosophy versus opinion. Don't borrow a broke man's map. Let me give you a simple but powerful truth. Not every voice deserves your attention. Just because someone is loud, doesn't mean they're right. And just because someone has an opinion, doesn't mean it's worth living by. You've got to learn to separate philosophy from opinion. See, philosophy is built on principles, time-tested truths, real experiences, solid reasoning. Opinion? That's usually built on emotion, assumption, and very often, regret. Now listen close. Opinions are free, but if you follow the wrong one, they'll cost you everything. So the next time someone hands you advice, ask yourself, do they live the life I want? Do they walk the talk? Do their results reflect the wisdom they're offering me? If the answer is no, kindly say thank you and keep walking. You wouldn't take financial advice from someone who's broke. You wouldn't take relationship advice from someone who's been bitter for 20 years. You wouldn't take health tips from someone who's given up on their own body. Yet every day people shape their lives around opinions from people who haven't figured it out themselves. Here's what I've learned. A broke man will hand you a broke map and tell you it's the road to freedom. Not because he's evil, but because that's all he knows. You've got to be wise enough to test the map. Check the source. Don't just ask, what's being said? Ask, who's saying it, and where has it taken them? Now, I'm not saying you can't learn from anyone. You can. Even the broke man has something to teach, sometimes through his mistakes. But don't build your philosophy on borrowed opinions from people who are still lost. You need to build your philosophy like an architect builds a skyscraper. Blueprints, foundation, steel beams, precision, planning, because your future depends on it. Let me give you a few guidelines, what I call the filters of wisdom. 1. Results are the real proof. Don't listen to what people say they believe. Watch what their life shows. A good philosophy produces good fruit. No fruit, no foundation. 2. Emotions can mislead. Principles don't. Opinions often come from anger, fear, or ego. Philosophy comes from reflection, learning, and intentional living. If it feels impulsive, it probably is. If it's steady and time-tested, that's philosophy. 3. Popularity isn't proof of truth. Just because it's trending doesn't mean it's right. Some of the best philosophies are quiet, humble, and slow, but they last. 4. Ask better questions. Instead of asking, what do most people think? Start asking, what has worked consistently across time? Success leaves clues, not trends. Now let's flip the coin. Be careful not to become the person handing out your own opinions without first earning the wisdom. If you want people to listen to you, build your life on truth. Live it first, walk it first, prove it first, then your philosophy will carry weight. Remember, we're all creating a roadmap for our future. Some maps lead to wealth, peace, impact. Others lead to frustration, confusion, and circles. The question is, whose map are you following? And even more importantly, would you want someone else following yours? So my advice, don't just accept opinions, invest in a philosophy. Study people with results, read the right books, listen to those whose lives speak louder than their words. Because in the end, you'll end up where your map takes you. And if you want a better destination, it starts with choosing a better direction. Don't borrow a broke man's map. Design your own, with wisdom, with courage, and with purpose. Upgrade your philosophy. Learning is the laver. Let me tell you the great secret of change. Your life doesn't get better by chance. It gets better by choice. And the smartest choice you can ever make is to become a lifelong learner. Now, why is that? Because everything in your life, your income, your relationships, your health, your impact, is a reflection of your current philosophy. And here's the rule. You can't live beyond your philosophy. If your thinking is average, your life will be average, no matter how hard you try. But there's good news. You can upgrade your philosophy, and the laver that lifts it. Learning is the tool that turns confusion into clarity, that turns frustration into strategy, that turns potential into results. It's the key to transformation. You want a better life? Learn better things. You want more income? Learn more value. You want stronger relationships? Learn how people work. You want to lead? Learn how to serve. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you intentionally upgraded what you believe? Not just what you know, but what you live by. You don't get an upgraded life from the same old mental software. You need an update, a new operating system. And learning is how you download better thinking. Let me give you a few powerful ways to upgrade your philosophy through learning. 1. Read the books that shape giants. Don't just scroll. Study. Books are concentrated wisdom. They give you access to mentors you'll never meet, lessons you never lived, and mindsets that built empires. When I read a book that changes my thinking, I always say, Jim, don't just finish the book, let the book finish you. Start with 15 minutes a day. That's all it takes, but make it every day, because consistent learning compounds, like money in the bank. 2. Listen to those who've lived it. Podcasts, speeches, audiobooks. The world is full of wisdom if you know where to listen. But be selective. Don't fill your ears with noise. Fill them with principles. Listen to those whose lives match their message. And don't just agree with them. Absorb them. Take notes. Reflect. Apply. 3. Reflect and rewire. Learning isn't just input, it's also processing. After you read or listen, stop and ask, what did I just learn? How does this apply to my life? What belief do I need to change today? If you don't reflect, the lesson evaporates. If you do, it becomes part of you. 4. Build a personal curriculum. Don't just leave learning to chance, design it. Create a plan, topics you want to master, habits you want to develop. Maybe this month it's finances, next month relationships, then leadership. Be the principal of your own school, the school of you, because no one's going to hand you a diploma in life. You've got to earn it daily, through growth. Now here's what makes learning powerful. It changes your decisions, and decisions shape everything. If you learn how to communicate better, your relationships change. If you learn how to manage money, your freedom increases. If you learn how to lead, your influence expands. And all of that started with learning something new. Let me give you a picture. If you're stuck in life, it's like trying to move a heavy rock with your bare hands. But learning is the lever that makes it possible. The better the philosophy, the longer the lever, the more life you can lift. And here's the most exciting part. Anyone can do it. Doesn't matter where you started. Doesn't matter what school you went to. Life doesn't care about your past. It responds to your growth. So upgrade your philosophy. Not someday. Today. Pick up a book. Watch a masterclass. Journal your beliefs. Ask a better question. Seek a wiser answer. Because the difference between where you are and where you want to be is not luck. It's not talent. It's learning. It's deciding that you're worth the effort. So go ahead. Become a student of success. A learner of life. Because when you upgrade your philosophy, you upgrade everything. Your daily decisions reveal your philosophy. Let me tell you something that might surprise you. Your philosophy isn't what you say it is. It's not what you post. It's not even what you think you believe. Your real philosophy is revealed by your daily decisions. That's right. It's not hidden in the big speeches. It's exposed in the small choices. Do you hit the snooze button or hit the ground running? Do you spend or invest? Do you scroll or study? See, every decision you make is a vote for your philosophy. And your life, it's the sum of those votes. You want to know someone's philosophy? Don't ask them. Just watch their habits. Watch how they spend their time. Watch how they treat others. Watch how they handle money, health, pressure, and opportunities. Because actions are loud and consistent actions. They're deafening. Now here's a powerful truth. You don't decide your future. You decide your habits. And your habits decide your future. Let that sink in. We often think success is about big breakthroughs, a promotion, a product, a lucky break. But real success is hidden in the ordinary days, the unseen hours, the quiet decisions you make when no one's watching. It's whether you read 10 pages of a good book today, or skip it. It's whether you choose the salad or the junk food. It's whether you save that $10 or waste it. And here's the catch. It doesn't seem like much. One decision won't ruin you. One bad meal won't break you. But one decision, repeated daily, becomes a lifestyle. And a lifestyle becomes your destiny. So how do we start shaping better decisions? It starts with a better philosophy. Let me give you 3 simple steps to align your actions with the future you want. 1. Identify the disconnect. Ask yourself, where in my life are my actions not matching my ambitions? Do you say you want wealth, but never budget or invest? Do you say health matters, but skip exercise daily? That gap, that's a philosophy problem. Get honest about the contradiction, because honesty is the first step to clarity. 2. Adopt the philosophy of discipline. Discipline is not punishment. It's proof that your philosophy has taken root. Discipline says, I believe in my future enough to act in alignment with it, even when it's uncomfortable. So build habits that reflect who you really want to be. Start small. Drink more water. Wake up 30 minutes earlier. Say no to one distraction. Stack these tiny acts, and soon they become a new identity. 3. Design your day like a builder designs a blueprint. Don't let the day happen to you. Shape it. Each morning, ask, what would someone with my dream future do today? Then do that. It might be write the email, make the call, say no to the junk, say yes to the gym. And here's the secret. It doesn't have to feel dramatic. In fact, it probably won't. But your future will thank you for it. Quietly, but powerfully. You see, your decisions today are not just actions. They're seeds. And every seed contains a future. Plant garbage. Get garbage. Plant greatness. Get greatness. So here's what I'll leave you with. Examine your calendar. Watch your spending. Listen to your self-talk. Track your habits. Because they are all mirrors. They reflect your real philosophy. Not the one you talk about, but the one you live. If you don't like the reflection, good news. You can change it. Not in a year. Not someday. Today. With one better choice. One higher standard. One aligned decision. Because success is not magic. It's cause and effect. You cause the result. With daily, disciplined, philosophy-driven action. So choose wisely. Because your life is built one decision at a time. The philosophy of wealth. Why riches are attracted, not chased. Let's clear up a major misunderstanding right now. Wealth is not pursued, it's attracted. And it's attracted not by desperate action, but by valuable transformation. See, most people are out there chasing money, like it's some wild animal. Running hard, working late, hustling non-stop. But let me give it to you straight. Wealth doesn't respond to activity, it responds to value. And value comes from one thing. Your philosophy. Now I know that might sound simple, but it's profound. Because if your money philosophy is off, you can work harder than ever and still feel broke. You can make more and somehow still have less. Why? Because you haven't become the kind of person that wealth wants to stay with. Let me give you a mental shift. Don't chase money. Become the kind of person that money is drawn to. Money loves discipline. Money loves strategy. Money loves clarity, vision, and purpose. And when you build those things into your character, wealth becomes a byproduct. Now, what is your current philosophy about money? Let's dig a little. Do you believe money is evil? Do you believe wealthy people are selfish? Do you believe it's hard to earn, harder to keep, and nearly impossible to multiply? If so, no wonder money keeps its distance. You can't attract what you secretly resent. See, your money beliefs are like a thermostat. You can turn up your hustle all you want, but if your internal temperature says scarcity, it'll keep pulling you back to broke. So the goal isn't just to earn more, it's to become more. Because once you shift your philosophy, you shift what flows toward you. Let me walk you through 3 pillars of the philosophy of wealth. 1. Wealth comes to those who solve problems. The marketplace pays for value. If you want more money, don't ask, how can I earn more? Ask, how can I solve bigger problems? Help more people, add more value, be more efficient, creative, and reliable. You don't get rich because you want to. You get rich because you've positioned yourself as valuable. 2. You don't get paid for time. You get paid for results. This one changed my life. Trading hours for dollars has a cap, but trading skill for value, that's limitless. So instead of asking, how many hours can I work? Ask, how can I get better at what I do? The better you are, the less you'll need to chase, because opportunity will start chasing you. 3. Money needs a home, give it one. Most people treat money like a guest who shows up, eats everything in the fridge, and never comes back. No plan, no direction, no systems. But wealthy people, they give money assignments. They give it structure, a budget, a strategy, a goal. They say, every dollar I earn must serve a purpose. Either it grows, protects, or multiplies. If you respect money, it'll respect you. If you manage it, it'll increase. If you neglect it, it'll leave. Now let's talk briefly about generosity, a wealth principle most people miss. You see, part of attracting wealth is knowing you're a conduit, not just a container. Money is not just for hoarding, it's for helping. When you learn to give wisely, you tell life, I have more than enough. I'm ready for more. And life, it listens. So how do you start adopting the philosophy of wealth? You study it. You read financial books. You listen to wealthy minds. You model successful people. And most of all, you upgrade your self-worth. Because money rarely exceeds your level of belief. If you see yourself as a person of value, wealth will come to match that. If you see yourself as a victim, unworthy, or stuck, wealth will avoid you like the plague. So here's the final message. Don't run after money. Run after wisdom. Run after skills. Run after service. Run after personal growth. Because when you become more valuable to the marketplace will reward you generously. And you'll wake up one day to find that wealth didn't run from you. It ran toward you. Relationships, respect, and the human connection philosophy. You can have all the money in the world, you can have the car, the house, the title, but if your relationships are weak, your life will feel empty. And that's not just philosophy, that's reality. See, wealth isn't just financial. True wealth is also emotional, relational, spiritual, because at the end of the day, we're not wired for isolation. We're wired for connection. So let me say this loud and clear. How you treat people, that's part of your success philosophy. It's not separate from it. You want to build a future that lasts. Don't just focus on your business skills. Develop your people skills, your empathy, your ability to listen, your ability to communicate, encourage, confront, and connect. Because in business and in life, people respond to how you make them feel. Now let me tell you where this begins. With respect, respect is the foundation of all lasting connection. And it's not just about saying please and thank you. It's deeper than manners. It's about how you see people and how you value them. Do you look down on others who have less? Do you talk over people who disagree with you? Do you listen to reply or listen to understand? Your answers to those questions say more about you than about them. Jim's rule, treat everyone like they matter, because they do. Not because of what they can give you, but because of who they are. Now let me give you a few key relationship philosophies that will elevate your personal and professional life. 1. Your words create worlds. Words are like tools. They can build or they can break. Use them wisely. Encouragement costs nothing, but it's worth everything. A simple compliment, a genuine thank you, a thoughtful message can shift someone's entire day, even their life. So the question is, are your words adding life or just noise? 2. Influence comes from trust, not control. You don't lead people by pushing them. You lead by inspiring them, and inspiration comes from trust. If people trust your intentions, they'll follow you. If they trust your consistency, they'll open up to you. If they trust your character, they'll build with you. Want deeper influence? Earn deeper trust. And trust is built by showing up, over time, with integrity. 3. Your relationships are a mirror. Want to know what kind of person you're becoming? Look at the quality of your relationships. Do people feel safe around you? Do they grow around you? Do they leave your presence better than they came? Or do they feel drained, disrespected, dismissed? See, relationships don't lie. They reflect the energy you bring. And if you want better connections, start with a better intention. Now let's talk about boundaries. Because some folks think kindness means becoming a doormat. Absolutely not. Kindness is powerful, but kindness without boundaries turns into resentment. You can be respectful and firm. You can care about others and protect your peace. You can be generous without being used. That's wisdom. And wisdom is part of a sound relationship philosophy. Let me give you a principle that will serve you well for life. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So choose wisely. Surround yourself with people who challenge you, support you, believe in you, people who speak life, people who take responsibility, people who live with purpose, and be that kind of person for someone else. Don't wait to find great people. Start becoming one. Let me close with this. Your net worth is not just what you earn. It's also who you serve. It's the lives you touch, the trust you build, the respect you give and receive. So build a life not just of achievement, but of alignment, where your words match your actions, where your relationships reflect your values, where your heart leads as much as your head. Because success without connection is just a lonely climb. But success with strong relationships, that's a mountain worth climbing. How to build a personal philosophy that lasts. Let's face it, everyone has a philosophy. The real question is, did you build yours or did you borrow it? See, most people don't even realize they have a personal philosophy. They just wake up and live, day after day, reacting, drifting, surviving. But make no mistake, they're living by a set of beliefs. Beliefs about time, money, effort, failure, other people, and themselves. And here's the danger. If you don't build your philosophy on purpose, the world will build it for you. And the world's blueprint is usually full of fear, distraction, mediocrity, and excuses. But not you. You're here to live by design, not default. You're here to build a philosophy that lasts, a philosophy that can carry weight, that can weather storms, that doesn't collapse when life gets tough. Let me show you how. Step 1. Audit the beliefs you already have. Before you build something new, you've got to tear down what isn't working. So take inventory. Ask yourself, what do I believe about money? What do I believe about time? What do I believe about failure? What do I believe about me? Now the key here is honesty. You can't change what you won't confront. And if you discover some old inherited borrowed beliefs that no longer serve you, good. That means it's time for an upgrade. You don't keep driving with a flat tire. You stop, you patch it, and you move forward stronger. Step 2. Choose principles over preferences. A lasting philosophy is built on timeless principles, not temporary feelings. Preferences change, emotions come and go, but principles, they hold steady. They guide you through both celebration and crisis. Let me give you a few examples. Discipline is better than ease. Value creation precedes wealth creation. You reap what you sow. Success is built by design, not by luck. Growth begins with responsibility. These truths work whether you believe them or not. But when you adopt them, that's when life starts to work for you. Step 3. Seek wisdom relentlessly. If you want a rock-solid philosophy, you've got to feed it daily. Read the books, study successful lives, listen to timeless voices. Don't just look for motivation, look for meaning. Motivation fades, but wisdom, that sticks. And remember, wisdom doesn't scream, it whispers. You've got to slow down long enough to hear it. As Jim always said, miss a meal, but don't miss a book. Step 4. Test everything you believe. Don't build your life on untested theories. Try them, live them, question them. If a belief breaks under pressure, it's not strong enough. But when you find something that works under fire, hold on to it. Make it part of your operating system. Because philosophies that last are not just inspiring, they're proven. Step 5. Write it down and review it often. Your philosophy should live on paper, not just in your head. Write your rules. Craft your code. What do you stand for? What do you avoid? What do you value? Then read it. Every month. Every week. Every day if you need to. Because what you repeat, you remember, and what you remember, you live. Step 6. Live it loudly. Even when it's unpopular. A true philosophy isn't convenient. It's conviction. It's how you show up when no one's clapping. It's the standard you keep when others cut corners. So don't just talk about it. Live it. Let people see it. Let it show in your words, your choices, your energy, because if your philosophy can survive pressure, distraction, temptation, and time, then it's a philosophy that lasts. And more importantly, it's a philosophy that leads. Let me wrap up with this. You are the architect of your belief system, and your beliefs are the blueprint of your future. Don't wait for someone else to hand you a philosophy. Build your own. One principle at a time, one decision at a time, one day at a time. Because a great philosophy doesn't just help you achieve more, it helps you become more. And when you become more, everything in your life starts to reflect that. So build wisely, because the life you live is built on the beliefs you hold. Watch the thinkers, learning from giants. Let me give you a key principle that changed my life. You don't have to figure everything out on your own. You don't have to make every mistake yourself. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You just need to watch the thinkers. The ones who've been where you want to go. The ones who've walked the path and left tracks in the dirt. The ones who speak from wisdom, not just noise. Because life doesn't just reward the hardworking, it rewards the observant. Learn from giants while you still can. We're living in a golden age. Mentors are everywhere. Their books, their speeches, their interviews, some of them aren't even alive anymore. But their philosophy still breathes. And the smart ones, they study the greats. They don't just chase excitement, they chase insight. So I encourage you to ask, who are the giants in your field, in your life, in your history? Who thinks deeper than you? Who lives wiser than you? Who models the kind of future you want to step into? Now here's the rule. Don't envy the successful. Study them. If someone's doing better than you, don't get jealous. Don't criticize. Don't roll your eyes. Pull out a notebook. Pull up a chair. Take notes. Because their success is not magic. It's methods. And if they can do it, so can you. 3 ways to study great thinkers. Let me give you 3 practical ways to watch the thinkers and absorb their philosophy. 1. Read what they read. If you want to know how a wise person thinks, look at the books they underline. Jim always said, poor people have big TVs. rich people have big libraries. Because while the average person is being entertained, the wise are being transformed. Make a list of thinkers you admire and study what shaped them. It could be Marcus Aurelius. It could be Warren Buffett. It could be your local mentor. But learn what they learned, and the path gets clearer. 2. Listen to their voice until it echoes in yours. Podcasts, audiobooks, interviews, masterclasses. We're surrounded by mentors we'll never meet, and yet they're right in our pocket. Let their tone become familiar. Let their mindset become your mirror. And soon your inner voice will begin to sound like theirs. Not in imitation, but in alignment. 3. Observe their thinking more than their results. Here's the mistake most people make. They watch what successful people have, but not how they think. Big house, flashy car, fancy title, that's the fruit. But the root, that's where the real value lives. Ask deeper questions. How do they respond to failure? How do they manage time? What do they avoid? What do they obsess over? How do they speak to others and to themselves? If you can understand the thinking that built the results, you can build your own version, your way, model the mindset, then walk your path. Now hear me carefully. Learning from giants doesn't mean becoming a copycat. It means starting with wisdom instead of wandering. Because even the greatest mentor can't hand you your life, but they can show you what's possible. They can hand you a better map. They can help you avoid potholes and pitfalls. And in this noisy world, that's priceless. Rinse and repeat for the rest of your life. Watching the thinkers isn't something you do once. It's something you build into your lifestyle. You're always updating, always refining, always evolving. Every stage of life calls for a new mentor. Every season brings new questions, and someone somewhere has lived the answers. So stay a student, stay humble, stay hungry. Keep learning from giants until one day you become one. Let me leave you with this. You are the average of the thinkers you follow. So choose carefully. Let their philosophy shape yours. Let their wisdom refine yours. Let their legacy inspire your direction. Because if success leaves clues, make it your mission to follow them. One thought, one page, one principle at a time. Watch the thinkers, learn from giants, and soon someone will be watching you. Change the roots, and you change the fruits. Let me ask you something simple, but powerful. Have you ever looked at the results in your life and thought, I don't like this? Maybe it's your bank account, maybe it's your health, maybe it's your relationships, your habits, your peace of mind. Whatever it is, here's the truth. Those are the fruits. But the mistake most people make, they try to fix the fruit without ever tending to the roots. They pull off the bad apples and hope for a better harvest. They paint the leaves green and hope no one notices the rot. But if the roots are dry, shallow, or poisoned, it doesn't matter how much you water the leaves. So here's the principle. If you want to change your life, don't just trim the tree. Go to the root, because everything visible comes from something invisible. The external is born from the internal. The fruit is a mirror of the root. Your roots are your philosophy. What are the roots of your life? They're your beliefs, your thinking, your values, your daily disciplines, your invisible choices. That's your root system. And guess what? Your results will never rise higher than your roots can support. Want a better harvest? Don't reach for the fruit. Reach down and strengthen the roots. Step 1. Diagnose the tree. Take inventory. What areas of your life are producing poor fruit? What outcomes keep repeating themselves? What frustrations never seem to go away? Now ask, what's the belief underneath this? Because behind every lack is a lie. And behind every struggle is a story you've been telling yourself. Sometimes for years. Don't just curse the fruit. Don't blame the wind. Go beneath the surface. Get to the root of the matter. Step 2. Uproot. What's rotten? Now here's the truth. Some roots need to be ripped out. Old habits, old thinking, old identities. Thoughts like, I'm not good with money. I'll always be overweight. I don't deserve more. This is just who I am. Those aren't roots. They're weeds. And weeds choke potential. If you don't pull them, they'll pull you. So take the shovel of awareness, take the courage of honesty, and dig them out. Because you can't plant greatness in soil full of garbage. Step 3. Plant better seeds. Here's the good news. You can plant new roots anytime you want, and the moment you do, life starts responding. Replace I can't with I'm learning. Replace I'm stuck with I'm growing. Replace I'm not enough with I'm becoming more every day. Plant seeds of discipline, seeds of vision, seeds of truth, seeds of gratitude, seeds of generosity. Nurture those seeds with consistent action. Water them with focus and faith, and don't dig them up when you don't see fruit right away. Roots grow first. Fruit comes later. Step 4. Trust the process of cultivation. Growth takes time. Just because you've changed your mindset doesn't mean the harvest shows up overnight. But stay patient, stay faithful, stay focused. Because when you change the roots, the fruit must follow. It's a law. The law of cause and effect. The law of sowing and reaping. You sow strength, you'll reap results. You sow service, you'll reap influence. You sow truth, you'll reap peace. You sow discipline, you'll reap destiny. But you must tend your garden daily. You must show up to your inner life, just like a farmer shows up to his field. Because no matter how good the soil is, neglect will always win if you don't show up. Let me give you a visual. Imagine a fruit tree, one with strong, deep roots, firm in principle, grounded in discipline, fed by wisdom. Above ground, the branches are full, the fruit is sweet. People come to eat from it. It blesses others. It stands through storms. Now imagine your life like that. That's what happens when you work the roots. So the next time life gives you fruit you don't like, don't yell at the fruit. Don't curse the outcome. Go to the root. Fix the root. Strengthen the root. And the fruit will take care of itself. Because in the end, your life doesn't respond to what you wish. It responds to what you cultivate. So go now. Become a master gardener of your own philosophy. Because when the roots are deep, you won't fear the wind, and you'll always harvest more than you planted. Stay a student, because life keeps changing. Let me make this plain. Life never stops changing. And neither should you. The economy shifts. Technology evolves. People grow. Environments move. Markets change. You change. And if life keeps moving forward, why would you stay the same? You've got to stay sharp. Stay curious. Stay humble. Because what worked last year may not work this year. And the worst thing you can say is, I already know that. The moment you stop learning, you start losing. Growth is not a phase. It's a lifestyle. Some people treat personal development like a project. They say, I read a book once, or I went to a seminar last year, or I tried that whole mindset thing for a while. That's not growth. That's a season. But success isn't seasonal. It's sustained. And that means you've got to keep learning, keep stretching, keep adapting. Because life doesn't pause so you can catch up. It keeps moving. And either you grow with it, or you fall behind. A student's mind is a winner's mind. Let me tell you what I've seen in every high performer. They're always learning. They don't let ego get in the way of excellence. They're open, teachable, curious, and yes, sometimes uncomfortable. They ask questions like, what don't I know yet? What can I do better? What's changed? And how can I grow through it? That's the kind of mind that wins over time. Because while others are coasting, the student is compounding. Tools for staying a student. Let me give you a few simple practices to keep your student mindset alive. 1. Read something every day. Just 10 pages a day can change your whole life in a year. Why? Because good books are wisdom capsules. You can borrow decades of experience in just a few hours. Pick up books on money, character, leadership, relationships, and philosophy. Your mind deserves better fuel than the morning news. 2. Learn while you live. Use the gaps in your day, the commute, the walk, the dishes, to learn. Listen to a podcast. Watch a TED Talk. Take a short course. There's no excuse today. Education is everywhere. You just have to choose it. 3. Review and reflect. Growth isn't just about adding more. It's also about integrating what you've learned. Take 5 minutes at the end of the day. Ask yourself, what did I learn today? What challenged me? What can I apply tomorrow? Because knowledge isn't power. Applied knowledge is. 4. Ask more questions than you give answers. The wise person asks. The fool assumes. Don't try to impress. Try to understand. Ask the successful. How did you do that? Ask the struggling. What did you learn from that? Ask yourself, where do I still have blind spots? That kind of humility unlocks doors. Pride could never open. Life rewards the teachable.